What's up, everybody? Supersmallchibiwolf, and today I'm going to be talking about my experience with DK Oldies. So let's get into this. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is my personal experience with DK Oldies, and it started with in 2020, 2021. I'll have a video up here. It's relating to the Donkey Kong Country 3 video I made, like comparing like a fake one and a real one. So I'll have it over here in the corner in the card if you're interested in that video. So long story short, I was looking for Donkey Kong Country 3 for Super Nintendo, looking here, there, the sites. At the time, there was some criticism, but not as much like it is now. And I heard like a lot of people say, oh, really cool site, this and that. And, you know, it was a good price, around $20, Donkey Kong Country 3. And so it was, I'm talking about DK Oldies, by the way. So I was like, okay, $23 or 20, around $20, right? On the 30. And then I was like, pretty cool, not that bad, I got the game, it had a little scratchy in there, but, these are retro games, 20, 30 plus years old games, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, so it works good. I believe I cleaned it out a little bit. Yeah, it was a little dairy, but it was working, you know what I mean? Good. So yeah, I was like, okay, I'm satisfied. This game is nice, good. It's in my collection. So years later, last year, I was like, oh, I was getting doing Christmas shopping here and there, and then someone offered a gift to gift me. So I was like, okay, DK Oldies came to mind because I was like, these retro game stores. Okay, don't let me say this real quick. Pause. I support the retro game stores, the local stores, more than online digital stuff. Don't get me wrong. I know there's humans that work really hard, have a passion for their companies, their online stores, and I respect that. But I personally like to go to the local stuff, and it's not just because of um, you know, I know them more and this and that. I personally feel like we have a conversation. I like that the online, I mean the real life stuff. I'm not that much into digital shopping. I know that's the future and all and this and that, but I like the human interaction. I'm a social person. I talk a lot and this and that, so I like that. I like to go to the stores. So, but when there's no, when they don't have the games that I want, unfortunately, it's been like that recently. I go to the online shops, the online shopping. So yeah, um, so yeah, back to the story. Uh, yeah, I went to, I was like, okay, I DK Oldies had a good experience in the past, so I'm going to shop there. Now, the games I got was UN Squadron and Axley Super Nintendo games, both of them. One of them, it was good, it worked, nice. The other one didn't work. I believe it was UN Squadron that worked and actually didn't work. And now I was like, oh no. No, 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 no. This cannot be. No way. Took it out, put it back in, took it out, disconnected and replugged Super Nintendo itself, put it back in. And then I was like, oh no. Took a Q-tip. Just one, no alcohol, nothing. I was, that shit was fucking filthy. That was dairy. And look, before someone goes all out defending DK Oldies, remember their company. Now, if you're going to be selling a product, by the way, look up actually on DK Oldies, you'll understand why I'm mad. If you're going to be selling a product and, doing business, doesn't matter how much the fucking products cost $20, $10, it could be $5. Have the fucking respect for your customer to clean out the, cartridges of all, clean out all your games before sending it. Because if you're just going to be sending shit that, I three Q-tips. The first one, it was black, disgusting. Shit, like, what the fuck is that? And then I used another one, it was still filthy, not as much. And I used a third one just in case, just to do off the job 100%. And, I was like, what the fuck? Okay, in my opinion, if you're gonna be selling a product that's like that condition, that's basically you telling me, oh, you see, we could have cleaned it out like you just did, but We just want the money. You're not worth the time. The customer doesn't come first. The money does. And if you did, blah, blah, you know what I mean? That's what I see when a company does something like that. Clean out your games before sending it out. It's not that big of a deal. When I go to retro game stores, I always, they usually clean out the games. It's rare that I say, "Can you clean out the game?" They be cleaning it out. And look, I love many the retro game stores. I have no personal hatred towards DK Oldies or anyone there. But I don't know, I just found that disgusting and annoying. They because me, I cherish my money. I work hard for my stuff. So if I'm going to be spending my hard work and money, I expect good conditions, not something like boom and whatever. Now, besides that, I personally think, I don't know, that was just something that kind of annoyed me for some time. But yeah, besides that, I've been seeing like other people's conditions of stuff online, and this is me speaking of other people, right? And from what I see is they kind of have a reputation of doing shit like this. You know what I mean? Having products that are like chipped consoles and dairy controllers and this and that. And in my opinion, wow, that's just their reputation is kind of shaky in my opinion from the stuff I've seen. And in my opinion, as a retro game collector, as a game collector in general, I personally love the best for my money. But I wouldn't like. Don't get me wrong. I'm not spending like insane amounts for something like for example, I remember seeing a Game Boy game going for over $100 just because oh it's super clean. Well, hell no, you crazy. You crazy for trying to sell a Game Boy game for over $100 just because oh it's super clean. Oh, I don't even remember the game it was, but to be fair, it could have been a rare game, maybe. But from my memory, it was I never ordered the game. So yeah. Long story short, DK Oldies, please clean your stuff because overall my experience it was good, but the bad moments were just nasty. Next thing I'd like to talk about is the prices, DK Oldie prices. Now, from what I've seen online, and this is one of those instances where I'm gonna kind of defend DK Oldies, kind of. Now, they made a video. This guy, I forget names. He made a video. Joey, yeah, he made a video, saying, explaining this. And long story short, he says, "Well, everyone else is doing this price, so we try to not undersell or something like that." You know, I recommend that one video to get the full context. You know what I mean? I don't want to just say something and then it's like taken out of context. And I want to be fair, so I recommend that one video. So yeah. Besides that, so yeah, the main idea was, we don't want to undersell. Then, oh everyone else is selling for high. We can't be selling for like $20 while everyone's selling $100 or something like that, right? And I understand it. You know what I mean? Imagine you selling the games, right? You selling the Zelda games, these Zelda games, right? Say $50. This would be like $60. This would be $20. This and that, random prices. And then some asshole from another store or from an online shop could see this, purchase all of these games for like, say, I don't know, the total is $200, right? And next thing you know, they're selling 150, 250, all that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I bet people still, they do that, but I'm just saying, like, and which keep also they do that, which keeps the prices up high. There's same people who wants to keep the prices up high to benefit from that. But long story short, in a way, I understand why they keep it high, the prices. But in another way, in general, this is not just DK Oldies thing. At this point, it's just everyone else. I don't know. I just find it ridiculous, these game and retro game prices. You know, specifically just from what I've researched, it's mostly like I know it's other games as well, but for me, what game I'm trying to look for, The Legend of Zelda, like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess for GameCube, I was like, wow, those I'm not doing that. I'm not, I'm not paying that unless I get a great deal. So yeah, I'll show it off the deal once I get it. I don't expect it to be anywhere soon, anytime soon. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So, but yeah, long story short, DK all these prices, they are not the worst, because I've been, like I said, I go out, I socialize, I go to different stores, I've seen other sites, and comparing it to DK Oldies, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's the best. I wanted everyone to go down in prices, back to normal. But from what I'm seeing, then they're kind of cheaper than some stores, and that's saying a lot. You know, like wow. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. They're not the worst prices, but they're definitely not the best. So I'm kind of in that, and depending on which prices, depending on what products. I mean, they kind of suck. Console wise, do I recommend getting a console anywhere but DK Oldies. Okay, that's one thing I'm gonna say. Don't get you consoles here because I've seen many videos of their consoles being just the worst conditions and stuff. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to say that. So the last thing I'd like to talk about is DK Oldies is not perfect. They are not the worst though. I wouldn't say they're the worst, but I wouldn't say they're perfect. I have had my personal issues with DK Oldies. Like I said, the one thing that got me mad recently is how just awful they handled that condition, that game. And they never called me back. They said they're going to call me back and this and that, and we're going to talk it through. They never called me back. You know what? I should call them again. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. I just remember that right now. So there's another issue with DK Oldies. Yeah, they never call back. But besides that, yeah, game wise, all seriousness, game wise, it was dairy. I really feel that that's like a fuck you from DK Oldies because if I'm buying the product, like I said, I expect good. Besides that, the prices are like I said, it's from what I've seen in stores, some specific stores, they are better depending what it is, you know. But overall, I would say they they are part of the retro game prices, that issue with the retro game prices. But like I said, I try to kind of reason with them and say, okay, everyone they could easily go to your store, say person that's watching this, imagine you selling The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, they could easily go buy 50 copies from you for $20, go sell it for 100 plus. You know what I mean? So in a way, I'm kind of trying to be nice and understandable, but overall, I'm still going to put them under the, retro game price issue, right? Because they are, selling like that. Now I personally would say overall, do I recommend DK Oldies? From my experience from shopping retro games online, um, at least they sell authentic games. Like in my opinion, that's the one thing when it comes down to buying retro games for these few games on my list. The only thing that is in mind, no, number one thing is it authentic? Is it real? Because I don't want to be sold fakes. And from what I see in DK Oldies is they do sell authentic games, the real stuff. So yeah, I would say I recommend DK Oldies, condition wise, game wise. But price wise, I would say do your research, and really think about it. And I personally, like I said, I personally like to support my, nearby stores. That's just me. I recommend doing that. You don't have to, if you want to spend, all of your collection on DK Oldies, like they showed in one video, one shot. You could do that. You do you, I do me. But overall, I recommend supporting the small. Like I understand, they are a shop too, and this and that. I understand, and but I recommend, going to your local store that's like 20 minutes away from where you live, and this and that, you know, and I personally see that, I personally like to do that. I like the in person conversation face to face to see if my product's working, to see the condition of the product my money's going towards. I'm that type of person, I really care about the conditions and what I'm spending my money on because, I'm working and that's what I want to do. So, yeah, that's my advice to all of you. If, you don't have to take the advice, but that's my advice. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time. Bye.